Hello there guys, this is Solid Shepard bringing you another video. And today we are talking about Knights of the Old Republic remake. Or more accurately, we're talking about how it will not exist now apparently. At least not for a while. So I know a lot of us were anticipated, a lot of us who grew up with KOTOR, the remake. And it was officially a remake, I do want to make that clear. We'll talk about that here in a bit, that'll come into relevance. But it is now officially on an indefinite hold following the recent firings of two of its key directors, according to Bloomberg. Now, of course, back in September, it was announced by Asper Media, who usually works on ports, that they would be creating this full-on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. Now, keep in mind, this is not a port, this is not a remaster, this is a remake. So this is something they haven't really ever dealt with before. We all knew this. And apparently there was actually a whole lot of internal excitement following the vertical slice that they made for Lucasfilms and Sony back in June. Asper leadership told staff that the project just wasn't there where it needed to be. So after all the hype, after revealing it at a big event, I think it was the Game Awards, if I remember correctly. I might be remembering that wrong, but it was a big event. It was announced, and they're like, well, it's not where it needs to be. Sorry, we're gonna close the game down. So apparently a week later after they were told it wasn't where it needed to be, both the design director, Brad Prince, and the art director, Jason Miner, were fired. And apparently Miner confirmed via his LinkedIn that there was no reason provided for his departure. And according to Bloomberg sources, Asper's Studios, they did hold some meetings throughout the month of July to discuss the game's status. They told employees development would need to be put on hold, and the reason they gave is because I guess they need to seek out more contract work. I guess they're in danger of folding or something. So, you know, obviously contract work has a lot faster turnaround than game development. And since they're trying to focus more on that contract work, and they have fired like two of the top people who were basically in charge of the project, and the project is now officially on an indefinite hold, they're now saying that a far off 2025 release is more realistic when it was originally supposed to come out late this year. So we're talking about a 3-year delay. And anytime you start seeing games get pushed back like that, they're either just not gonna happen, or you're gonna end up with a Duke Nukem Forever situation where it just ends up being trash. Or I guess something a lot of viewers might be more in tune with is the Anthem situation. It didn't really get delayed, but it did have that kind of turnover. Because here's the problem, you have a very, very deep 3-year delay, and then you also, on top of that, you're gonna have the change in leadership. That's just a double whammy recipe for disaster, if it does even end up happening at all. There were also some sources that were trying to say that too much time and money was spent on the demo that they sent to their partners, and that maintaining the project's current course was no longer sustainable, I assume financially. That's probably why they're trying to look for contract work right now. And their parent company, Saber Interactive, did announce that it would be assisting in the development of Knights of the Old Republic back in May, but obviously that probably isn't happening right now. And a quote from Saber Interactive CEO Matthew Karch on the project before all this happened. He said, "We're fully confident that the game is going to be fantastic, but it's a massive product, and massive products require a lot of effort and a lot of time to make good. And especially when you're talking about a game that's already old, very old. We basically had to remake that game from scratch." Okay, so that part is what I was referring to earlier when we'd get back to it. It's a remake. It's not a remaster. Of course you have to start from the ground up. That's what a remake is. You're remaking it. You're not remastering it. You're making it for like a brand new one. The only things you might bring over are like Final Fantasy VII Remake. How much from the original game do you think they actually used for that? Think of any remake you can think of, not remaster, remake. You're gonna that's the definition of a remake, is it's built again from the ground up with the new technology. So I don't even know why that was brought up. It just seems like this company, they had no idea what they were getting into, and honestly, I don't know if it was Lucasfilms or Sony that really wanted this created. I'm assuming Lucasfilms, Lucasfilms games. I assume they're the ones who approached to have this done. If I was them, I would just find another company to do it with, a different publisher, because this publisher was clearly not up for the task, and instead now it's just put on hold. They're not even going to be working on it at the time being, and we're looking at maybe 2025 if it doesn't get delayed again, if it even happens. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure to check my Patreon if you do want to support the channel. It is not up at the time of recording this, but as soon as it is, I will have a link to it in the pinned comment section below. And let's have a discussion, and speaking of the comment sections, in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, this has been Solid Shepard, and I should go.